All right, what's going on, Conscious Crew? We had some technical difficulties there, so they've made some changes on StreamYard. I'm gonna have to find a way to get this vertical off of my damn settings because it produces two live streams, one in the vertical and then one in the horizontal. So that I had to go and delete the clone of this live stream. It's just a lot, child. Like StreamYard done start doing a lot, introducing all this and all of that, girl. You know, thinking she cute, girl. I just can't stand when these softwares and these browsers just be fucking with stuff that ain't got no business being messed with, child. Like, I like stuff being user friendly. I like when something is almost treating me like I'm slow as hell. Okay, I like all that going on, baby. I don't like all these damn buttons and colors and all these new additions and all this and that, child. This is not goddamn OBS. This is Stream Miss Yard. If I wanted to use OBS, I'd be on OBS. Okay, I like StreamYard because it's practical and it's like riding a tricycle. So yeah, I had to do some things. So y'all might have got notified for another stream that don't exist. I think the one I shared out in Patreon and on Instagram is to the one I had to delete, child. So I'll go back and fix it all after we get done here. So before we get into the minutia of this thing, as my boy YB like to say, make sure you guys go ahead and run those likes all the way up, honey. Bully the hell out of that like button, baby. Bully the like feature the way that Tish bullied Alexis ass in that Ghost Gym locker room, child. Okay, that level of bullying. Also, make sure that you guys have your notification bell set to all so that you never miss a day or hour when the Kank is in fact Kangin. Also, if you enjoy everything the King does here, you can always donate to the platform at $Consciouztv on Cash App and or PayPal.me/ConsciouzTV. Conscious spelled with the Z on the end, spelled just like it is here on the channel. And last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be a YouTube community wall, your Snapchat, your MySpace, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you lay the link. Just let them whores know that we're loud, live, and in color. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no, baby, don't even speak that up over me, Bubs. Ain't gonna be no motherfucking 3-hour long ass live, honey. I'm trying to keep this shit below 60 minutes or less, honey. I rebuke 3 hours in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Daughter, baby. Matter of fact, honey, go ahead and rebuke Bub spare tire, baby. So he ain't even got 3 hours to do, baby. I don't even need him trying to conjure up no motherfucking shit over there in Detroit, baby. No, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. Honey, I can't do no miss 3 hours, especially when I already done spent the last goddamn 3-4 days on this shit. No, ma'am. So we got to come and get into a little bit of an update, you guys. It is a lot going on. I would like to move on to other content, girl, but you know, the Gold's Gym universe is just the drama that keeps on drama-ing, child. All right, so we got to get into some updates super quick. I'm not going to keep you guys long. I want to come back live and get into some other thizzle. So let's go ahead, girl, and move straight into it. So you guys know butch lesbian, hardcore butch lesbian Tish Hyman, who tried to bully trans woman Alexis Black recently up out of a Gold's Gym's woman's locker room. Not only recently had her membership revoked by Gold's Gym because they have a policy that allows trans people to go to the bathrooms and restrooms that best affirm their gender, but she also caught herself giving the girls 48 hours, girl. Because what she had planned was a failed attempt to run down there to a town hall meeting with lawmaker Scott Wiener to ineffectively persuade him, child, to boot the trans dolls right up out of them gender affirming spaces. And it was indeed an epic goddamn fail, girl. Tish just needs to stick to the singing, or needs to stick to licking and lapping, things she actually good at, child. And leave the heroism to the actual heroes, child. So we got to get into that. Then we got to get into this other trans woman. Baby Miss Mama was pushing through a local library, child, and had just got finished using the woman's restroom, child, and somebody had called the police on the poor trans woman, child. So she out there out front hooting, hollering, girl. It is a whole hot mess. We got to get into that as well. So let's go ahead and open up with Miss Tish motherfucking Hyman, child. Okay, now I'm going to refer to the New York Post. Now, the New York Post, I didn't know this until recently, girl. They seem to be a little bit on the right-leaning side. They like to misgender trans women and all of that, which you guys know we do not put up with at all. I'm a queer content creator. I'm a Black content creator, so we don't put up with racism. We don't put up with any queer, homo, transphobia. No, none of that, honey. And if our LGBT and natural born and Black folk, who we all intersect with need, a good swift of the wig pull, we give them that too, because we know that LGBT people can have internalized transphobia, internalized homophobia. We know that the Black community can be deeply homophobic. We know that women's community, Black women's community, to be more specifically, can be transphobic and homophobic. And none of those things stop us from pulling on wigs around here, okay? Anybody who need that work is going to get that work, because we don't put up with your low vibrational ideology, and I don't give a damn how you feel about it, right? So let's go ahead over to transphobic ass New York Post girl who wrote up an article detailing what took place down there, child, on Miss yesterday. Well, actually happened today, child. I'm experiencing secondhand embarrassment for Tish at this point, girl. You need to cut it, right? Here we go, honey. So Lefty, this is how the New York Post is framing it. Lefty, okay, they couldn't just say California lawmaker. Lefty California lawmaker and drag queen advocate defends trans wife beater in LA gym locker room, which is what they're calling Alexis Black, who served time in 2023 for breaking her ex-wife's jaw. All right. A leather-loving California state lawmaker who is eyeing Nancy Pelosi's House seat rushed to the defense of a transgender wife beater and dismissed the concerns of a woman he allegedly humiliated by repeatedly displaying her male genitalia in the women's locker room of a Beverly Hills gym, which we know did not happen. Matter of fact, before we go any further, let me go ahead and pull up TMZ, because that's a lie. That is Tish changing her story 50 million times to fit her narrative, but she already had them let the cat out of the bag in her TMZ interview. Let me see here. Tish Hyman and Alexis Black. Now, let's listen to Tish Hyman tell the truth, but then listen to her lie everywhere else. Baby, the grift is real. My God, today. Hold on, y'all. We're going to let this load up a little bit. You guys, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Yes, child. I've been parlaying criminal research, child. I've been parlaying, honey. Okay, living a soft life, honey. I ain't got time to be aging. Like Tish Hyman out here all stressed out, baby. Okay, all shook and nervous, baby. Oh, no, ma'am, honey. The CTV got to get his beauty sleep in, honey. All right, check out TMZ, child. Now, listen closely. Then we're going to get back to the article, girl, because, we like to do compare and contrast. And we like to use these hoes own words against them. Y'all know we never have to put words in nobody's mouth, child. We just listen intently and we let them expose themselves, child.
The encounter happened. I was about 4 weeks ago. The first encounter happened. I was naked. I was drying up and oiling up. I turned around and there's a man in the locker room. And so, of course, I'm shocked. I'm like, I thought maybe I missed the sign and that there were workers working. So I just said, sir, I didn't even get to say a sentence or anything. I just was in shock and figuring out that there's a man behind me while I'm naked. And I say, sir. And then he goes, you can't tell me nothing, B word.
Facts.
I'm a woman.
Facts.
And
you can't tell her nothing because she was allowed to be where she was allowed to be, courtesy of Gold's Gym's locker room and bathroom policies. So that was true tea.
I'm like, what? Now, listen, guys, I don't have anything against anyone. So I was just...
And she actually does. She called me, what she called me? A bitch ass ninja. And some of her old social media posts or comments were found prior to this incident even going viral of her trolling trans men and trans women on their social medias. And we also have a experience that trans activist and actress and transgender woman herself, Angelica Ross, is going to share, because one of her friends also had a locker room run-in with Miss Tish, and it went similar to Alexis's experience with Miss Tish in the bathroom. But Miss Tish kind of going to also expose herself low-key in this interview when she talk about all the trans women that she ran into within a 30-day period. One of them was a passing Black woman, and that actually may be the trans woman that is friends with Angelica Ross, who had a off-fitting experience with Tish in the female locker room. So this is, in fact, a transphobe, a homophobe, and got the audacity to be a male-presenting lesbian woman. My God, today.
I've never been presented with this in my whole entire life. So I'm just in shock, and I start screaming and asking for help. The people come into the locker rooms and they kind of escort him out, but not out of the gym, just out of the locker room so I could get dressed. And then I made a report and nothing was followed up on. And that was an experience that I couldn't even believe, and I had to understand this. So now I'm processing this, still trying to keep up with my life. I go back to the studio, I work. The next day I do it. I try to do my same routine, go to the gym. I say, maybe this is an isolated incident. The next day I go there and I run into this perpetrator, this predator, because I have to call it like it is. This guy, and I'm coming into the gym, so I'm just already traumatized from yesterday being naked. And now I'm seeing a whole nother dude that's bigger than the last dude in the room. So now I'm like, sir.
So there were two different people.
Now listen closely here.
There are multiple people. The reason why I spoke out like this, guys, is because I've had this experience with trans women in the women's locker room disrespecting me, not meeting me with any empathy, literally men who are crazy. And this happened like 6 to 7 times in the last 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, now listen, she said not meeting me with any empathy, disrespecting me. So what she's calling disrespect is the fact that these trans women who have a right to be at Ghost Gym, who have a right to be in the locker room, who have a right to be in any bathroom they desire, just because they did not accommodate her transphobia because she thinks they shouldn't be there, period. She thinks she should have the right to call those type of shots in a private business, which is what Ghost Gym is. This isn't Tish's own personal bathroom, which is the only space she regulates. But when she goes into another person's place of business, they create their laws, they create their rules, they create their regulations. So she's calling the disrespect the fact that they refuse to accommodate her transphobia and continue to do what the hell they're doing in the sauna, in the locker room, in the changing room, etc.
In a month.
I'm not trying to be gratuitously graphic, but were the people that you saw in the locker room?
She was having back-to-back experiences, according to her. She was having back-to-back experiences with different trans women. Some were not non-passing, some were passing, etc. And we're going to get into a story that Angelica Ross is going to tell us, according to what her friend experienced, her transgender friend experienced with Tish as well. Really, the reality is Tish was harassing all of these trans women. She was bullying these trans women because she just feels that her bigotry and her homophobia and transphobia affords her the right to do that. So she literally was seeking confrontation and irritation with these ladies, possibly even trying to antagonize them to act in a way that would result in them being abolished from the Ghost Gym Sanctuary. Luckily, that reversed Uno on her ass, and she's the one at home bench pressing a love sofa now.
Undressed.
Okay, now check out what Harvey about to ask her, because this is about to prove that Tish is now lying everywhere else in order to legitimize her transphobia. Look at what Harvey about to ask her and listen to her response. Listen closely so y'all can repeat this everywhere y'all go.
7 times in the last 3 to 4 weeks. It hasn't been a month.
I'm not trying to be gratuitously graphic, but were the people that you saw in the locker room undressed? Were they completely naked walking around?
Let me be clear. I want to get into this to the details because it's important, the details. Now, were the men naked? No, they weren't in the details. Now, were the men naked? No. Now, were the men naked? No. Now, were the men naked? No. Now, were the men naked? No.
Now, whether y'all got to clip that, flip that, reverse that, repost it on Twitter, honey. Let's keep the facts and the narrative completely straight, because Tish the one who said, let me be clear. She the one said, let her be clear. So she's running around there down there to the town hall girl talking about these trans women had their genitals all out, and might I add, even if they were walking around the gym with their genitals out, they're allowed to do that in a locker room, restroom space where every other woman is allowed to do that, because they too are changing out of their gym clothes into their regular clothes. They too are going into the shower and have to become undressed. They too are going into the sauna and have to become undressed. Even if they were walking around butt, booty, ass naked in the gym's locker room, they would have had that right to do so, because it is a locker room to do so in. However, that is not the case. Tish never, ever experienced any of these trans women, including Miss Alexis, naked. She's going to now describe what they were dressed like.
Were the men naked? No. They were men in men's clothing in the locker room. They don't need to be naked to be scary.
They were dressed like men's in the women's locker room. No nakedity, no nudity, no butt nakedness at all. These trans women were fully clothed, even though they had the right to be fully naked if they wanted to be.
No. They were men in men's clothing in the locker room. They don't need to be naked to be scary as hell.
This sounds like a ridiculous question, but if they were in the process of transitioning, I don't know. Was it evident to you? Why was it evident to you they were men? I mean, were they people?
Because they were men. I don't want to, listen, like I said, I don't know much about this particular part of the community.
And yet she's the loudest, but knows the least about the T part of the acronym.
Not in that lifestyle. I'm just a lesbian living life. So up until this point, I had no idea that these people were allowed to go into the women's restroom. I saw the sports and
which is her fault because it's literally in the Ghost Gym membership whole pamphlet, honey. Okay, you have to read, black people. You have to read, girl, the fine red writing. You have to read the stuff that you sign because it's right there in big, bold, black and white. The only way you can be not informed is if you're just not reading.
Told me that they were women. I'm not going to get into the who presented game over here.
Well, I think
I'm
it's
gonna get
important.
into the reality.
I think that's important. You said they were obviously men.
So, they were men, and they were telling me they were trans women, and that's how they identified. And honestly, not all of them. The one I saw the last day that I worked at Ghost Gym, who saw my naked body, the last day that they terminated my membership, came in here and said, "Lucky I ain't catch you outside." A black passing quote-unquote trans woman.
A black trans woman told her she lucky she didn't catch her outside because she was the one fucking with that black trans woman. And I believe that black trans woman is the woman that transgender woman Angelica Ross is going to talk to us about, which I'm going to play in just a few minutes, okay? So I just want y'all to hear for yourself, okay? Once again, we tell no lies. We put no words in people's mouths. We use their own words to tell their story back to them and ask them, do it make sense? So if she's other places across Meta hooting and hollering about all these butt-naked ass trans women that were all in her face, that was all in women's spaces, that is not true. She never saw any of these people naked. If there's anybody she is claiming was naked, it's her. None of these trans women were naked. And once again, I have to reiterate it, even if they were naked, they had the right to be naked. Okay? She said they were dressed as men wearing lip gloss. Okay. So now let's get back to... Because we just like to keep the facts facting. We like to keep the facts clear over here, okay? A leather-loving California state lawmaker who is eyeing Nancy Pelosi's House seat rushed to the defense of a transgender wife-beater and dismissed the concerns of a woman he allegedly assaulted by repeatedly displaying her male genitalia in the women's locker room of a Beverly Hills gym. Tish Hyman, a Grammy-nominated musician whose shouting match with transgender woman Alexis Black after the incident at a Ghost Gym went viral, confronted state lawmaker and self-described drag queen advocate Scott Wiener at a town hall-style meeting. Quote, as a lesbian woman who was attacked in the women's locker room, now she's claiming she was attacked, even though she also told TMZ she went over to Alexis Black and basically asked her, could she step out of the locker room while she get dressed? Now it's turned into her being attacked. Even though Alexis was not arrested, a police report was not filed against Alexis for assault, for abuse, just lying and embellishing and exaggerating just so that she can grift and play the proverbial victim for clicks and views, because she knows that most of society is deeply transphobic and already do not understand and do not welcome trans people. And she's using that bigotry and prejudice amongst dominant society to create a wave for herself so that she can direct folk to her tired ass non-Grammy winning music. Okay, let's be clear. Now, this is Scott Wiener, California lawmaker. And we're going to look at the actual clip of Tish and Scott at the town hall. Quote, what would you say to women who are seeking assurance that their safety will be protected from men who by California law can self-identify as trans women in women-only spaces? Sir, please tell me, she pleaded. Wiener stammered in a word-salad defense of Black, who was sentenced to a year in prison in 2022 in Ohio after pleading guilty to savagely beating his then wife. The male lawmaker even attempted to explain what a woman is. Quote, we want everyone to be safe, and we also know that we have trans people, both men and women, who are men and women, he responded. Some trans women are women. So trans women are women, he added. Hyman maintained her composure, complimenting Weiner on his legislative accomplishments while urging him to take the matter seriously. Quote, I'm telling you now, millions of women across America are being harassed and actually assaulted in locker rooms, which is not true. I'm a lesbian black woman. I am not transphobic. She is. I am not homophobic. She is. But I do see a lot of these bills you've passed that are dangerous for women and young children, she said. So let's watch this confrontation head on. Matter of fact, let's go ahead. Hold on, let me see. Do we have to watch it on X? All right, now turn up your volume, y'all, because the audio on it is kind of low. So turn it up, and there are closed captions on the video. Let me go on over to X. Hold on. Let me make sure everything good, oh girl, because X be having the corn, girl. X be having the corn. Okay, yeah, it's cool. Let me reshare my screen, child. Millions, child, millions, she said. Millions of women, Cheryl, have been abused. My God, in the locker room by trans women who make up less than 1% of the population, girl. Millions. 1% of the population has abused and assaulted millions, y'all. Millions of them, millions of female people. Millions of them, child. In the locker room, millions. Less than 1% are violating millions, child. And the country got the nerve to still allow trans folk in the locker room. My God, today. She doesn't even try to make it make sense, y'all. She don't. All right, so let's listen to her confrontation at the town hall, girl. Because she stirred the pot there. And this crew, just like the Ghost Gym crew, wasn't checking for a cornrow Tish.
Can I please ask you a question? Because I flew here to do that. Yeah. Okay. Can I please ask you a question? Because I flew here to do that. Yeah.
Now, mind you, put your headphones on because audio is low.
Okay. As a lesbian woman who was attacked in a woman's locker room at Gold's Gym this week by a self-identifying trans woman with a documented history of domestic violence, I'm deeply concerned about women's safety in female-only spaces. What would you say to women who are seeking assurance that their safety will be protected from men who, by California law, can self-ID as women in women-only spaces, sir? Please tell me.
Yeah, so we want,
Now, why she putting on this fake? Why she putting on this fake I'm about to cry ass face? Oh, no, ma'am. You told me that I was a jazz nigga. And you from New York. Straighten up this face, Tish. You said you was a big, bad muscle bitch from the Bronx. Queen Latifah would never. Straighten up your face. Okay, you said you was from one of the hardcore boroughs and you done street shit. You done been stabbed. Why you looking like a hardcore ass puppy in the face? Straighten up your face, Tish. You was a big bad boogie mask presenting lesbian from the boogie down Bronx.
going to be safe. And we also know that we have trans people, both men and women, who are men and women. And so, if you're a trans woman or women.
Senator, you've done great things with the bills you've passed with the housing. I've read a lot of your bills, and like you said, there are bills that need to be opened up. And I'm telling you now, millions of women across America are being harassed and sexually assaulted.
Millions, y'all. She doubles down on it. Millions of women are being essayed and actually assaulted by less than 1% of the population. Matter of fact, let me see. How many trans people are in America? Hold on. Let me get the stats exact. Hold on, y'all. Wow, there are an estimated 698,500 transgender women age 18 and older in the U.S. There's not even hardly a million trans women. Literally make up less than 1% of the motherfucking population, girl. And yet they are harassing. No, not harassing. They are essaying. They are essaying and graping millions of women around the United States. Do y'all honestly believe trans women would be allowed into the women's restroom or the men's restroom or the women and men's locker room if there was an epidemic this grotesque of essaying being done at the hands of trans women who make up barely 1% of the United States population? You are probably more likely, baby, to get hit by lightning in a damn plane than to even end up in the same restroom with particularly a trans woman. My God. Today, what's going on, Royce? It's giving Tish's up there saying she been mollywopped. Yes, by the trans girl from MAGA. And look, we called it. We said that she was MAGA. And then ironically, a few days after that, all of her white followers came onto my page calling me the N-word with the hard ER. And she said that she didn't give a damn. Then I woke up yesterday and somebody who's an avid Twitter user said that Tish is over in Twitter rallying up all of the TERFs who are supporting her in her fake transphobic outrage. So she literally, girl, wants to be the token black lesbian. She is a bootlicker. Girl, and they got her right on together too. In this town hall that she wasted her time giving the girls 48 hours to get their stuff about. Now, for those of you who don't know what TERF is an acronym for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminists. The term was originally used to describe a group of radical feminists who do not believe trans women are women and who oppose the inclusion of trans women in women's spaces. The term's use has expanded to include anyone with views that are exclusionary to trans people, not necessarily limited to radical feminists. While it was created as a neutral descriptor, it is now often used as a pejorative term.
I'm a lesbian black woman. I'm not transphobic. I'm not homophobic, and I do respect them.
So, and then she uses the I'm a lesbian to first and foremost normalize herself at the expense of other and trans people. And then she also uses the I'm a lesbian as a way to wash and rinse off this transphobia that she knows she is. So she's basically trying to imply and infer that because she too is an LGBT card carrying member, there's no way that she can be transphobic. And we know that not be the case because clearly she is. We know that lots, especially of masculine presenting lesbian women, do have internalized misogyny, oftentimes also are transphobic and homophobic as well. Just like we know that you can be black and yet be anti-black as hell. You can be prejudiced toward other black people as a black person. You can be a female and also be misogynistic and male-centered despite being a freaking female. So she's trying to use this I'm a lesbo as a way to shield her transphobia, and it's not working.
The things you've done, but I do see a lot of these bills that you've passed that are dangerous for women and young children. And I understand that you're trying to be on a level playing field, and I'm here to represent my community because I hear a lot of things about my community in these bills. And I'm telling you as a woman, first and foremost, that this is dangerous and we need your help because you're in the office, you're going to go in the Felicity spot. I want to support you. I have millions of people behind me watching this right now. And we want to know, are you going to protect women? Not trans women, women. Trans women are different things. Women. Listen, we need to protect women's safety. I was a soldier. Now look,
All these other people are pro-trans woman in this space. They are pro-woman, period. They're pro-female. They are pro-trans woman. Okay? So once again, just like in Gold's Gym, Tish is finding herself as the only one girl who is freaking out because everybody knows that millions of women are not being sexually assaulted by trans women, not even remotely close. There's barely even any existing data to support such a thing. Everybody knows the true tea. Everybody knew who Alexis was at Ghost Gym and was unbothered. Alexis is an avid gym member because she is a fitness coach herself, so she practically lives in the damn gym. That's why she couldn't escalate the situation. That's why she couldn't get everybody riled up and running around like UFOs had just landed at the goddamn White House. That's why she was in that damn footage hooting and hollering about the big D's, the big D's, the big D's in the locker room, and everybody else was sitting there sipping their coffee and talking about, you know, the private school and the personal lunches that they prepare for the kids doing carpool in the morning, girl. It was almost as if Tish was a spirit in an alternate dimension who did not realize that she had transitioned, who was trying to communicate to other living sentient beings, girl, who could not see her. Okay, I was once again, girl, embarrassed for her then. And looking at this footage, I'm even more damn embarrassed for her ass now.
To protect women, not trans women. Trans women are different things. Women. Listen, we need to protect women's safety. I was assaulted. No, they are not. They are men. I was assaulted by men. He broke his wife's jaw so bad she needed reconstructive surgery. I'm a lesbian. I'm not transphobic and I'm black.
Now let's talk about the breaking the jaw shit too. You know why Alexis was allowed to be a card-carrying member of Gold's Gym and allowed to use these public spaces like locker rooms, etc. accordingly? It's because Gold's Gym, like every other corporation, does not screen their customers. They only screen their employees. So it in the grand scheme of things did not matter to Gold's Gym what Alexis's past was, nor did it matter what black ass lesbian butch presenting into street things as Tish's background was. Okay? The only thing that mattered to Gold's Gym was if either one of their ass had the motherfucking coin, bitch, to keep their ass rich. Now she's lying, talking about she was assaulted. There was no assault. If there was an assault, where is your police report? You didn't even tell TMZ that you were assaulted. Your claim to being confrontational was the fact that you just found it to be appalling that trans women could be in these spaces. Now all of a sudden she done put 20 on 10, girl. Now she done been assaulted. And apparently, girl, she just let us know that millions upon millions upon millions of women in the United States have been actually assaulted by trans women in locker rooms. This is all of our first time hearing this, and apparently this is this council's first time hearing of these statistics as well.
Women. Listen, we need to protect women's safety. I was assaulted. No, they are not. They are men. I was assaulted by men. He broke his wife's jaw so bad she needed reconstructive surgery. I'm a lesbian. I'm not transphobic and I'm black. So if there's another black woman in here who wants to tell me how they feel, please join in. But all of you are not.
And none of them join in. And now look at how she's acting. This is exactly how her ass acted in Gold's Gym. This is exactly how her ass acted with Alexis. This is exactly how her ass acted when she encountered several other trans women at Gold's Gym, girl. Look at how this woman can't even stay seated. She can't stay poised. She can't stay postured. And yet she's the one wanting us to believe that she's the victim, even though her being the big bully and victimizer is all on camera for us to see. And her behavior now outside of a trans space, outside of a locker room space, is furthermore indicative of how Tish believes she can carry herself and how much her privilege and her prejudice and her transphobia means to her. I also think it's fascinating that she specifically whistleblowed in this footage to Black women because she knows that our community, the Black ass community, has a particular aggressive issue with transphobia and homophobia. So she was literally banking on other transphobic ass Black women to be in that space to rally motherfucking with her. And nobody rolls their hand and offered to be the real Slim Shady. All of this is emotional manipulation, and it is actually pretty wild to watch Tish lose at her own game. Is this really a shame, girl? And it is really embarrassing to watch her lose at her own game. Terribly.
I don't know who you are. I'm not sure. I was assaulted by he broke his wife's jaw so bad she needed reconstructive surgery. I'm a lesbian. I'm not transphobic and I'm Black. So if there's another Black woman in here who wants to tell me how they feel, please join in. But all of you are not. And I don't know who you are, what you are, but I'm a lesbian, and I'm telling you right now, men are harassing women in the locker room. Let's let him answer the question. I'm just telling you, since y'all want to woo. No, just let's. No, I'm done. And by the way, I respect what you have done. I just want.
Baby, she's the one scaring the damn women. How you advocating for women and you in a room full of women as a masculine presenting Black trans woman being aggressive while calling out aggression? I mean, the lady doesn't have any type of emotional intelligence, zero emotional discipline. I mean, Tish is, her brain is fried from them streets, baby. Them streets fried her brain. It's giving green eggs and ham, ma'am. Baby, they about to throw some holy water on this hoe. Have her levitating and floating and shit, bitch, casting all them damn unclean two-spirited spirits up out of her motherfucking ass, baby. She gonna walk up out of there heterosexual as hell, fucking with these damn California white folk.
Appreciate your point of view. I'm so sorry that you were multiple times, and I appreciate you talking about it.
Acting a damn fool. Everywhere this woman go, girl, acts an aggressive damn fool. Now, it's okay for her to be aggressive, right? It's okay for her to get litty, baby. It's okay for her to turn any space into a Jerry Springer show, girl. Dare anybody else display any lick of masculinity, baby? She want to run down there to the town hall for them good white folk to save her. But she blackity black. Baby, she shook him. Look at her. Shook, baby. I'm screaming.
And that, obviously, that's incredibly important.
Girl, behavior is definitely giving alleged illegal steroids, girl.
Trans women.
We're going to go in the promiscuity spot. I want to support you. Want to do
Girl, she want to cry through this town hall. She can't believe that all her bootlicking is failing her. All the Black people I done sold out to y'all, massa. All the Black people that I done sold for y'all, and I done hunted for y'all, and I done dragged Black to the plantation for y'all, and y'all not gonna look for me. All the Black folk. She done turned in, baby. She can't believe it that none of her bootlegging, MAGA supporting bullshit, just like in Candace Owens' case, just like in Omarosa's case, just like in Kanye's West, ain't get her ass nowhere. She can't believe it, bitch. Look at the puppy face she got on, baby. Baby, she's begging, man. Look, shook. All the Black folk I done sold into slavery for y'all. And y'all gonna treat me like this? Baby, how many times we gonna tell y'all shucking and jiving and shoe shining, bitch, ain't gonna get you nowhere. Nowhere. Baby, she came down there without no edges. Her nape was nappy in the back. High cornrow ponytail, missing the damn pony, all tail. Jesus.
I'm here to represent my community because I hear a lot of things about my community in these bills. And I'm telling you as a woman, first and foremost, that this is dangerous and we need your help because you're in the office, you're going to go in the Polisky spot. I want to support you. I have millions of people behind me watching this right now. And we want to know, are you going to protect women? Not trans women, women. Trans women are different things. Women. We need to protect women's safety. I was assaulted. I was assaulted. No, they are not. They are men. I was assaulted by men. He broke his wife's jaw so bad she needed reconstructive surgery. I'm a lesbian. I'm not transphobic and I'm black. So if there's another black woman in here who wants to tell me how they feel, please join
God
me.
damn it.
But all of you are not. And I don't know who you are, what you are. But I'm a lesbian. And I'm telling you right now, men are harassing women in the locker room. Let's let him answer the question. I'm just telling you, since I want to woo. No, just let's. No, I'm done. And by the way, I respect what you said.
Goddamn, girl, this lady is a whole aggressive, masculine, presenting, nigga stomping, presenting lesbian woman, girl, who got the wake up call. What they call it? Every raccoon get their wake up call, right? You over there letting no white folk call me the hard ER bitch thinking that you was winning and you couldn't get none of them turfs down there to join you to that town hall. You couldn't get none of them folk big your ass up in your ass to go down into that town hall, girl, to make a fool of yourself so that they can sit back and laugh, bitch, and peer entertainment, honey. If this was not the biggest receipt, girl, that you're being gassed up, I don't know what is. How you got 2 million robots on my Instagram and you the only turf down there swinging and banging? Make it make sense. Rage baiting, Steve. Rage baiter, a grifter, raccooner, and got the nerve to be trying to narrate trans women as some overly aggressive kind of woman while she's the only one so far who caught on candid camera being a whole nigga. We ain't see, even Miss Alexis, baby, even in the footage on her, girl, Miss Alexis just twirled her ass right on back into the women's locker room, girl. She ain't swinging on nobody. She ain't cussing on nobody. She just twerked her trans little ass right on back into the restroom, into the locker room, girl. Tish, the only motherfucking one on multiple angles, now in multiple locations all across California, baby, acting a aggressive fool, girl. This is the one who dangerous for women. The call is coming from inside the house. The call is coming from inside of the house.
You know that.
Baby, the way that them white folk, the way that them Europeans was about to put her ass on a gurney and scurry her own ass out there into a 5150 bitch. My God, baby, the way they was about to tranquilize her ass. Oh, she do to sit down real kindly and professionally. I'ma sit down. I'ma start talking though when y'all leave again, bitch. But I'ma sit down. Cause all y'all want to do is woo woo. I'm going to use my inside voice because y'all good white folks told me to. Oh, baby. See, white folks don't know who can get her together. I ain't nothing but a sissy-ass ninja, okay? But them white folk who she bow down to, baby. Mm-hmm. Who she over there surfing for the turfing girl with. Oh, yeah.
There's another black woman in here.
They broke her ass right on down into that seat.
Tell me how they feel, please join in. But all of you are not. And I don't know who you are, what you are, but I'm a lesbian, and I'm telling you right now, men are harassing women in the locker room. Let's let him answer the question. I'm just telling you, since y'all want to woo. No, just let's. No, I'm done. And by the way, I respect what you have done. I just want to let you know that. I know. Let's give this interview out. I'm done.
Woo, child.
I'm so sorry that you were...
A shame and a scam.
I appreciate you talking about it. I think we need to protect the safety of
Girl, look at her. She look good. She is baby Trish is baby. She is bug-eyed and through. Look at her, y'all. Look at her. bug. Oh my, hold on, I gotta clip this. Oh my God, it looked like she saw that bitch from The Ring. Girl, Tish face is twisted up like she saw that damn super villain from the movie. Y'all remember the movie The Ring? Or the bitch who come up out of the box television set after watching that damn VHS tape and you die after 7 days. Look at Tish. Look at her. Twisted up like the motherfucking Ring came out of the television, y'all. Oh my God. Look at her. Spooked and motherfucking nervous, baby. She just knew she was gonna come down there, baby, and turn that town hall out. Look at her, girl. This is the face of defeat, bitch. Twisted, baby. Oh, girl, fatality. My God, today.
I think we need to protect the safety of all women, and that obviously that's incredibly important.
Yes, honey. She saw Samara, girl. Baby, out of ring 1, 2, and 3, girl.
Trans women are also brutalized in this country. So women and cisgender women are brutalized in this country, and we have to protect the safety of all women.
We have to protect women. We cannot be raped in the bathrooms by men that want to say they're women. They're not women. They're not women. I'm leaving. It's okay, but I'm not going to take it. I am leaving because you know what? You guys.
Look at that, and she don't want to go home from the town hall. It's like she didn't want to leave Gold Gym either. Girl, just aggressive, more aggressive than Alexis ever was down there at the gym. We got Alexis's behavior on camera. She ain't did nothing but twirl on you hoes right on back into the locker room. The only one aggressive, antagonistic, confrontational, exuding toxic masculinity is supposed to be the dainty woman who feels so endangered by the presence of a trans woman.
Men that want to say they're women. They're not women. They're not women. I'm leaving. It's okay, but I'm not going to take it. I am leaving because you know
the saddest cornrows in human history.
You guys are not protecting women. You're doing a lot. The bills that you're passing for the law, I read a lot of them. They're great.
Yes, honey. They asked her black ass to leave.
It's not right.
Since you can't stay seated, girl, you gotta go. Since you can't let nobody else talk, you gotta go. Since your narcissism won't afford you to listen for an actual answer because you don't want to really be reasonable, because as Scott Wiener said, girl, we are here to protect women. That means females and trans women. Now, if you have a concern, that's cool. We can talk about those concerns. But unfortunately, those concerns are not going to be supported by any data, because you came down there with this fake-ass self-imagined data that millions of damn women are being essayed by trans women who make up less than 1% of the population. Less than 700,000 trans women exist in the United States. There are more biological women in the country than there are men. 53% of the United States is biological women. And you telling me 700,000 trans women around the country are essaying millions of women, which would be almost as expeditious as the COVID-19 virus. That bitch came down there with her notepad, with her iPad, and a bus pass. Girl, she just knew that she was going to come down there and slay. And then she was able to use her Apple tablet to take a picture with Scott Wiener and post her photo op to Twitter, girl, and say another successful day for real women, girl. She just knew she was about to go down there, girl, and go viral for all the right reasons, baby. She just knew she was about to go down there and talk to Massa in the big house, girl, and get her way. And now she's spooked and motherfucking nervous. And she said that the trans girls had till Monday. No, bitch. It looked like you had till Monday. Girl, you should have got a tarot card reading. You should have got a crystal ball reading. You should have got a palm damn reading. Bitch, you should have called 1-800-KNOW-THY-FUTURE so you could have been better prepared for the no. and for the second boot you was gonna get within 2 damn weeks worth of time, how you get kicked out of 2 motherfucking establishments? But I thought trans women were the problems and were the aggressive ones and were the men with all the testosterone. Oh, and let's talk about the criminal record. Because I also, as I keep telling y'all, think that it's funny that Tish is trying to use Alexis's past to justify putting a broad stroke on all trans women and trying to use Alexis's past to encourage legislation that would separate all trans people from gender-affirming privilege, gender-affirming rights. But it's a gag to me that she keeps using Alexis's past because Tish herself self-admittedly has a past. This is a voice note that Miss Cornrow sent to me. Check out what she says about herself.
Let me tell you something. What the fuck would I be scared of a bitch-ass nigga for, huh? Why would I be scared, huh? What that's...
Now, she ain't taught none of that sweet R&B shit down there to them good white folks, down there to the big house. But me, a same gender-loving, proud black man, had to be called a bitch ninja. She ain't used none of those racial epithets when it came to talking to Massa ass when he gave her a boot to her ass. Baby, she ain't go ballistic and crazy and play that Bronx ass gangster shit then when she had the opportunity to, when Massa told her hell to the no. But Miss Cornrow, honey, the saddest cornrows in human history, wanted to call me a bitch ass ninja from the safety of her motherfucking keyboard. But she couldn't keep that gangster when Massa rejected her on an issue that mean everything to her masculine heart. Keep on listening.
Bitch fucking wig. Let me tell you something. I'm not afraid to talk to you. I just don't have to talk to you. You can talk on your stream with your fucking ridiculous audience who have no respect for the women that they came out of. You don't scare me, motherfucker. I'm from the Bronx, okay? I've been stabbed. I've done street shit, and then I came into corporate and made millions.
So while she out here talking about Tish, Alexis's past, she self-admittedly has a past. She just never got caught for her crimes. Tish did. Alexis did. But nonetheless, both done committed criminal offenses. One just hadn't got caught in their criminality that they engaged in all the way up till they got a few breaks in the corporate world, in the media world. So you just as dangerous as Alexis, if that's what we want to go with. And if we're really being fair, then I mean that we need to be protecting women from your masculine aggressive ass as well. Who done did violent shit, did all type of atrocities out there in your past life. Your words, not mine. Let me remind that bike. Because I told y'all, baby, we don't put words before mouth, baby. We don't got to lie on nobody, baby. You ain't got to lie to Kiki Craig. All we do, baby, is use these people own stuff against them, child.
And then I came into corporate and made millions. Shit, and then I've been stabbed. I've done street shit, and then I came into corporate and made millions. Shit, and then I've done street shit, and then I've done street shit, and I've done street shit. I've done street shit, and done street shit, and I've done street shit. I've done street shit, and then I came into corporate and made.
I ain't say it. She has said it. So if we're going to be fair, and if we're going to go with the let's protect women, I'm all for let's protect women. I did my part and not even go through with the interview and interview Alexis because Alexis's past, as far as I'm concerned, was a legit cause for concern for women as it relates to that trans woman. But if we're going to be fair, You shouldn't be in women's spaces any motherfucking more than Alexis should be, since y'all both have a motherfucking past in criminality. Since you aggressive as hell, confrontational as hell, can't use your inside voice, gotta stand up and stand over motherfucking people like you some big 5'15" in the foot ass nigga with testosterone pumping through your motherfucking veins. And then when a person give you that work like a man, you'll be the main one running on down there to the Senate, running on down there to the mayor's house, running on down there to the town hall, girl, talking about protect me. Tish, you can't be the bully and the victim, baby. It just don't work that way. You can't be the bully, you can't be the antagonist, and be the proverbial victim all at the same time. You just can't do it. Yes, Sister Craft, full of shit. She the one who can't contain herself. She the one getting kicked out of multiple establishments for acting a damn fool. While she's sitting here bullying and preying on trans women who she keep running into, who are fully dressed, by the way, in women's locker room spaces, while also admitting that she ran with the Bloods and the Crips. She's done street shit. So cool. You should not be in intimate women's spaces where women are the most vulnerable either. If we're keeping it a bean and if we're being principled people and we're being a fair people, that means protecting women from Alexis and protecting women from Tish ass as well, who's nothing more than a big ass grifter. And she got her ass embarrassed and handed to her ass once again, girl. Sit down. Okay? Like I said, girl, continue to eat that cat. Do something you good at, baby, because standing on business, it keeps standing on you in return, girl. The business you keeps standing on you in return. Now, had you just left that damn lady alone, had you just left little Alexis alone, baby, to do what the hell she was doing, girl, you would still be somewhere press benching 550 damn pounds of steel, handling your shit. You would still be, bitch. Hold on, y'all. I'm hot. Let me take off this motherfucking pullover. Hey, Flame. Hey, baby. Welcome to the platform, Flame. Hey, boo. Oh, Flame. Have you talked about any of this stuff, girl? Because I need your opinions. Have you done any commentary on any of these shenanigans, Flame? Because I cannot imagine how unique your perspective is on these things. Y'all hold on real quick, child. I gotta give me a little sip to drink. I'll be right back, y'all. Right back. Oh, the block is hot, Flame. We need you out here, honey, to give us that commentary, child. You got to bring the commentary, child. Just right up your alley, baby. Tear them streets up. Set it off, Flame. Don't get all cute and cuddly now, baby. We gonna need that commentary. I thought you was gonna be on TS's panel. I said she probably gonna have Flame on there. You know, because Maddie had did a town hall meeting. Yes, God. So Tish done ran down there, girl, got twisted up like a victim of damn Samara from the damn Ring, girl, because them good white folk ain't let her transphobia pass into a bill or pass into any damn legislation, child. And she the one who said that the girls had till Monday. It looks like Tish is the one bitch who had till Monday to sit her ass down and save the little bit of dignity her ass got left. Now, let's get into Angelica Ross. Angelica Ross, or I call her Angelica girl, Angelica Ross. She's a trans activist. She is a actress. She is an advocate of personality. She's a writer, and she's also a trans woman herself. She did commentary as well about the whole ordeal, and she shares a situation, girl. She knows somebody, another trans woman, who had a run-in with Tish down there to the Gold's Gym, child. So check out what Angelica had to say. We're going to cover this in fair use. Make sure you guys follow her on Miss Ross Inc. on YouTube. Let's get into it. Let's see here. All right. Check this out.
This is what's the wildest thing about the situation is that a friend of mine called me up and told me about this story. I hadn't really heard about it, but a friend of mine called me up and told me about this. And what they told me was that as a Black trans woman, they also go to the gym. But they kind of just go in, they don't mind, they mind their business, they work out and, they leave or whatnot. And I guess this Tish person came up to them and was, at first, and my friend is very, very sweet. So she was able to handle her nonsense, that was happening at first and kind of calmed her down and was just like, she was listening to her through all the transphobia that she was spewing up, that was coming out, And, I think she got down to a few different things from this conversation with Tish. One of those conversations, I think one thing in that conversation is that it must be hard when you got someone you think is a man in the locker room and y'all bodies are similarly shaped.
Ooh.
It must be hard.
Ooh.
And I know she says she want her body to look like that. But in this day and age, when everybody's trying to play potty police at the bathrooms and seeing, you seeing cisgender woman being told to move out the way, that you don't belong in this bathroom. There have been cisgender women who have reported being harassed going into cis or female designated bathroom spaces, I'll say. There have been cis women who've been pushed out of that. And so, I know that through that conversation that they had, that one of the things that came up was that Tish has experienced being misgendered before. So a lot of times I think that connects to just hilarious.
Okay, so now before we move on, child. Just to recap real quick. Angelica has a friend girl who also ran into Tish, and Tish was trying to start some shit with her, just like she was trying to start some shit with Alexis and several of those other trans women she told TMZ she had ran into all month long, and how she tried to start shit with lawmaker Scott Wiener girl. She tried to start some shit with Angelica's homegirl, but Angelica's homegirl, she handled it with class or whatever, girl, trying to come down on her with the fuck shit and create a moment. This is a transphobic woman, a transphobic Black lesbian woman who been trolling all the trans people she's physically come into contact with, trolling LGBT card carrier members on social media. She's homophobic. She's transphobic. Absurd, out of control. And she just took the biggest L on the Tuesday she told the trans girls to get ready for. Now she down there at home since she ain't got a gym to go to, bench pressing her mattress, girl. Bench pressing, girl, her military cot up and down in the air, girl, to blow some damn steam off. Bench pressing her strap. See, that's how that works out. She went in there with big strap energy and then left out of that town hall meeting with little strap energy. My God. My God. My God, today. Now I want to go to the beginning of this video of Angelica, girl, because it sounded like Angelica was a little bit player hating on T.S. Madison and the girls when they did the whole panel situation, girl. I was smelling some saltiness, honey. It was a sprinkle of saltiness up in there. Let's go to the beginning.
Between the trans, so I didn't heard about this conversation about this trans person who was in the women's locker room and at LA Fitness, causing a ruckus. And, you know, what we saw mostly were these videos of a Black woman going off about, you know, this person being in the locker rooms, but also talking about, you know, men with big, I mean, I know I can say it on my thing, but I'm just like, you know, is YouTube gonna get me if I say the D word?
No,
you
they're
know?
not, child.
But,
Say
you
it
know,
all
big
day.
D's, you know, saying, you know, that, you know, they're making them feel uncomfortable and all these different things and what have you. See, this is the reason why folks tried to come after me not too long ago and tried to accuse me of being transphobic when I was trying to tell y'all about the difference between the trans umbrella term, okay, and actually being a trans woman. Dinner's ready. Mom. Hey, Mom. Mom.
Okay, now she paying them bills, y'all. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Pam over here too. Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Who would then be in those women's spaces and moving accordingly. Because here's the situation. I saw that there was a panel discussion with so many lovely Black trans women on a panel. And, you know, what I found to be a waste of time, I think. Well, I mean, I guess it's not a waste of time because, you know, T.S. Madison's YouTube channel is monetized. So definitely not a waste of time. You understand what I'm saying? She's going to definitely get a coin from that conversation. And maybe the girls will get a little piece. But other than that, have no...
Are we going to get into that arena? Now, I didn't know Funky Dineva had also covered the situation, but I know that T.S. Madison and Craig the Mistress had covered it on their show. So we're going to get into this conversation around how the dolls are not serving doll, okay?
Why Black trans women are even talking about this.
I'm gonna tell you why, Angelica, why the Black trans girls are talking about the situation, because Tish is a card carrying member of both the LGBT community and she is a card carrying member of the Black community. So highlighting Tish is a way of highlighting the dominant queer phobia energy that plagues the Black community. And it plagues the Black community so bad that we even have other Black queer people who also have internalized queer phobia, who also have internalized homophobia, who also have internalized transphobia, because all skin folk ain't kin folk. So the fascination of Tish, who's a Black lesbian, Black lesbians who out of all of the LGBT categories are the most privileged amongst the community. Using her privilege, because black lesbian women have always had an easier time being accepted socially because they assimilate the patriarchy. They've always had easier access being accepted by straight men's community. Straight black men's community will accept a black lesbian before they accept a black effeminate man. So Tish has respected privileges in various areas, and she's used her privilege as a black lesbian to other trans women further. And a lot of card-carrying LGBT people do that. I grew up in the era where the gay boys would gag the trans girls in public as if it was a kiki and go out of their way to out the trans girl and to spill her tea. Where biological women would go out of their way to spill the trans girl's tea in public, or to give a gay man a backhanded compliment by saying, "Ooh, girl, you gay, but at least you ain't that, girl. That's extra right there. That's extra right there, girl. At least you don't be doing all that. You ain't confused. You don't be trying to put on no titties and trying to be do all that." And gay men, unfortunately, thinking that that was a compliment. But it was a compliment at the expense of their trans sisters. It was a normalcy and a privilege at the hands of their trans sisters. This is why I don't mind when some of the girls in the community be calling out the butch queens and keep a fucking boot to their neck. The femme queens and put a boot to their motherfucking neck. Because gay men are about as worse when it comes to the trans community as bio-hetero folk are. And it's sickening and disgusting to see this anti-queerness in other queer people. But that's why the black trans girls had to gather together and assemble like Voltron, bitch, and assemble like the Avengers, because it was an opportunity to clock the privileges of other queer people as it relates to other queer people. And this was a familiar evil, a familiar bullying from mass presenting butch lesbians who generally, this doesn't go for all butch lesbians, but generally always walked with the air that they were better than their femme male counterparts, than their trans girl counterparts, and who oftentimes participated in gathering safety for themselves at the expense of participating in queerphobia and transphobia in its place. That's why Tish keeps saying, whether she's sitting in front of TMZ or whether she's sitting in front of this town hall, I'm just a lesbian. I'm just a lesbian. I'm just a lesbian living my life. Literally trying to normalize herself at the expense of abnormalizing trans people. If Tish was really about space and she was about advocating for the community, like she likes to fake claim, "Oh, I don't got no problem with trans folk." If you didn't have no problem with trans folk, you would have never treated Alexis the way that you did to begin with. You would have never treated any of the other 6 trans women you had ran into at the gym the way that you did. You would have actually befriended these ladies and said, "Look, how can I help y'all to get your own spaces? How do y'all feel about your own spaces? Do the trans community want their own spaces? Can you educate and inform me? Because maybe we can work together to create that. I'm willing to stand hand in hand with you all to get spaces specifically for your group." That ain't what she did. Instead, she caught herself going chest to chest with trans women, trying to get them to acquiesce and bend the knee, intimidate them with her hot ass breath and them 7-month-old ass cornrows and that hard ass brick face, talking about big D's, big D's, big D's, big D's are in the locker room. Are you talking about Alexis's big D, or are you talking about your extra jumbo size ass strap you got locked up in the locker room? Which big D? Your strap on or Alexis's actual genitalia? Which big D? It's 2 big D's in the damn locker room. The one you got hidden in the goddamn locker, baby, in case you get this, you come across a fine little tenderoni in there, since you the one up in there attracted to women, since you the one up in there same gender loving, since you the one who up in there mass presenting and same gender loving, you got your equipment, your big ass jumbo size equipment up in the locker room. So which D you talking about, sis? Which D? Yeah, y'all know she brought, girl, she had her strap custom delivered to her from the Bronx, baby. If any of y'all were on I-95, baby, and saw a big ass 18-wheeler riding by you on the interstate, it was carrying Tish's jumbo strap-on. Baby, they had to put that bitch on 18 wheels to roll Miss Strap Girl into LA. And she got it lodged in the damn locker, a Gold's Gym. Oh, yes, she do. Oh, yes, she do. She do. Flame said, Tish ain't about that life. Right, and I told her that, Flame. I said, bitch, don't come telling me that I'm from the Bronx, because it took little Miss LA Alexis to run your ass from right on up out of LA, from right on up out of that goddamn locker room, sis. So what you being from the boogie down Bronx supposed to mean to me, bitch, when you let little Miss Alexis girl scurry your ass right on up out of the hallway real quick. But she ride it. Okay? So I just wanted to play a little bit of Miss Angelica's sentiments about her friends running in with Miss Trish girl. Now we got to get into another damn viral trans incident, girl, that happened down there to DeKalb County's library. Girl, I was hooting and damn hollering, y'all. I was hooting and hollering, y'all. Hooting and hollering, child. Let's get into this, because this is a mess. Yeah, it's all a mess, girl. Russian Grape got the country towed up, y'all. Towed up. So, DeKalb police officer investigated after encounter with transgender woman, girl. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and play. Hold on, let me play Gag Talks coverage, girl, because we can just start there. We can just start there. Let me see here.
But that shit is true.
Y'all, I need all the likes, so please thumbs up. Mm-hmm. Please thumbs up. All the likes. Here you go, Matthews. Here you go with the foolishness. Here you go.
Like something I want.
The restroom, the women's restroom, like I have been for months, if not years, never had any issues.
Sarah Swinson is a regular at the Tucker Reed Kofer Library. She says after the ladies' room on 20th, a DeKalb police.
Hold on, I'm trying to.
Did already approve.
Hold on, I'm trying to zoom my screen, move my screen up a little bit.
That's fine.
Hold on. Fuck it.
$1 billion. So we can use that to fund food stamps.
Wait, when was this? This seems like something I want.
The restroom, the women's restroom, like I have been for months, if not years, never had any issues.
Sarah Swinson is a regular at the Tucker Reed Kofer Library. She says after she used the ladies' room on October 20th, a DeKalb police officer on hand for early voting confronted her.
He says, "Excuse me, sir," so misgendering me right away. "You're not a woman, that's obvious."
Swinson says she tried explaining to the officer that she's a transgender woman, but he got angry.
"This is a police matter. There are women and little girls in there, and I have to protect them."
She says it ended up causing a scene in the middle of the library, and she tried to de-escalate.
Finally, I just nodded, and he walked off, and I was very thankful.
The next day, she emailed library staff, who she says reached out to DeKalb County Police.
The library filed the complaint on my behalf.
There aren't any Georgia laws banning transgender people from using bathrooms aligning with their gender identity. DeKalb PD says its internal affairs unit is actively investigating the incident, but offering few details. A spokesperson said the department, quote, remains dedicated to treating all members of our community with dignity, respect, and professionalism.
I'm going on break.
Maddie is sick of this. Girl, everybody's sick of the conversation, girl. Both sides sick of it, girl. The bio-hetero side is, the trans side, the LGBT side, girl. Everybody tired. We tired of it all. Girl, but let me rewind the back, girl. Let me tell you, girl, I was gagging and little Miss Sarah here, girl. What's her name? Sarah? Girl, I was gagging. How doing?
What was this? This seems like something I want.
The restroom, the women's restroom, like I have been for months, if not years, never had any issues.
Sarah Swinson is a regular at the Tucker Reed Kofer Library. She says after she used the ladies' room on October 20th, a DeKalb police officer on hand for early voting confronted her.
He says, "Excuse me, sir," so misgendering me right away. "You're not a woman, that's obvious." "Excuse me, sir," so misgendering me right away. "You're not a woman, that's obvious."
Swinson says she tried explaining to
girl
the officer that
girl Miss Mama's right here. Miss Mama's right here, girl. Let me tell you something. I was hollering at this shot. A Sarah girl. I was hollering, bitch. Let me tell you why I was hollering, girl. Because Maddie's comment section, girl, went up in flames, bitch. Calling Sarah T.S. Howard Stern. Girl, it was T.S. Ozzy Osbourne. It was T.S. But that wasn't even a gag for me. The gag is, while everybody was talking about how Sarah is clocky, girl, she bricky. She don't pass. She bricky. The gag is, y'all don't know if this trans woman looked just like the motherfucking women in her lineage. As far as we know, Miss T.S. Sarah looked just like her mama. As far as we know, girl, T.S. Sarah looked just like her grandmother. As far as we know, girl, T.S. Sarah looked just like her great-great-granddaughter. Girl, as far as we know, the T.S. Sarah Connor looked just like the women in her motherfucking lineage. Baby, as somebody who was born and raised in the dirty South, where little fucking counties like Wagner and Huckleberry are, baby, it's plenty of big-boned white bitches who look just like motherfucking Sarah, bitch. It's plenty of country big-boned white bitches who look just like Miss Sarah here, girl. Girl, she's a treasurer for the local Baptist church that ain't got nothing but 12 members. She ride around in a big-ass station wagon and hand out toys and formula and milk, baby. to the children before they go to school, girl. I know plenty of country ass, big arm, good cooking ass, love them some mandingo dick ass white women built just like Miss Sarah, girl. So, baby, y'all not, so everything, it's be gagging to me, girl, when y'all be calling everything clocky and calling everything bricky, girl, as if everything that's born of the female community is just given top model. As if everything born of woman's community, girl, is given Naomi Campbell. As if everything that's born, girl, of the woman's community, girl, is giving Christina and Britney Spears in their heyday. Sometimes I think y'all forget sometimes how regular smegular women look. And maybe it's because y'all done got conditioned to seeing all these beautiful public figures who are trans women, like Flame Monroe, like T.S. Madison, the Hope Giselles, the Janice Mox, the Laverne Cox. Y'all so used to seeing the bad bitches of the trans community that y'all forget how regular smegular females look and how regular smegular trans women look. Baby, not all trans women look like they're coming down a motherfucking catwalk. And they look just like the regular, degular, average at best ass females in their life. I guarantee you, girl, if we got a family portrait of Sarah's family, bitch, she looked just like her mama with that hair on and that lipstick. She looked just like Grandma Lee. Girl, when Grandma Lee was hot and white back in her early 30s, baby, and pushing through, bitch, Huckleberry, South Carolina, look just like her. Look just like her motherfucking ass, baby. Tell her about it, Sister Craft. I ain't tell no lies. I ain't tell their lies. Y'all get so used to seeing, girl, the bad bitches of the trans community that y'all be forgetting how regular smegular females and regular smegular trans women look. And that damn police officer need to be ashamed of himself, girl, because look at Miss Sarah, girl. Miss Sarah sitting here, girl, she is pushing through in her lipstick, girl. That's all Miss Sarah doing. Miss Sarah just needed to take a poop, girl, and refresh her bloods, girl, and came walking out of the door, girl. Pushing through in her lipstick. Pushing through in her boot. Pushing through in her heel, girl. Pushing through in her lash, girl. Ain't bothering nobody, girl. Just pooping and pushing through, girl. In the lip and the lash. And then caused a ruckus at a local library, girl, that she is a regular ad. A regular ad.
A transgender woman, but he got angry.
This is a police matter.
Baby, I know. Baby, I'm in the grocery store line with white women who look just like this bitch. Sarah looked like a motherfucking English teacher from 1995, girl. Teaching 5th grade math. Teaching 6th grade multiplications, girl. I know white women who look just like this. This look just like somebody's 7th grade English teacher in middle school. Y'all gonna start playing with me, bitch, acting like all these so-called bricky, clocky, trans women, girl, do not look like carbon copies of real women, girl. Girl, I am not going. I am not going. I'm not going. I'm not going. Flame says, so I have a question, CTV. We get upset when people outside the community tear us apart, but now it's okay for the girls to eat the girls. That's my whole thing, Flame. I've been calling it out the past few days. I've been like, I don't get it. Because passing does not serve the girls. I do not, the past few days, Flames, I have been calling out the LGBT community, particularly the trans community, for the double standard, because I don't like the trans community's conversation around passing. Passing is now being spoken about as some type of a beauty standard, as some type of a mile marker, when that's problematic. Because for one, not all trans women are going to be able to pass. Not all trans women have gender affirming care afforded to them. And depending on what trans women biologically have going on, they may not be able to inject this, inject that. Their health may not hold up under all of these strenuous surgeries, like getting your damn face shaven down, your Adam's apple shaved down, ass shots, getting your waist snatched, 360 lipo, titties, all this shit. That is a major burden for your body to carry. Some trans women have thyroid issues. They have all type of other health complications. So having to go under the knife just to so-called pass, which should only be spoken about in the context of survival. That initially was the reason why the girls had to pass. It was to serve two reasons: to treat gender dysphoria and for survival. It was not necessarily ever supposed to be a concept that was about assimilating to a particular type of beauty. And then passing only is talked about from the expectation that all trans women are assimilating to femininity, when that's also not true. We have mass presenting trans women. We have tomboy trans women. Because when we talk about all of the faces of women, right? When we talk about all of the diverse faces of female, that includes everything from Beyonce, Sierra, Keisha Kayor, Young Miami, JT, Nicki Minaj, to also biological women like Tish, who is a mass presenting biological woman, to Debrat, to Jess Hilarious, to Young Ma, to Sia, to Sid, who are also all lesbian women. So when we think about like what's the face of a female, that there, all of those are the faces of females. And some trans women are choosing some of those masculine presentations. We have biological bodybuilding women. We have biological women who are fitness coaches and have big muscled, chiseled ass faces and bodies, etc. Some trans girls, like Alexis, are fitness trainers. They don't mind the bricky, muscled, chiseled look. That's a part of what they do for life anyway. Not all trans women, just like all females, not assimilating to be that as a form of beauty. So I've been calling the girls out on them needing to be more mindful around their conversations around passing and transitioning, because transitioning is not going to also pay off in the way that it has for some trans women, because every trans woman is working with a different biological palette. That's why I've always been using the example of, imagine Shaquille O'Neal. Imagine if Shaquille O'Neal was a genuine trans woman and wanted to fucking transition. That would look a mess for Shaquille O'Neal. Imagine Michael Jordan genuinely being a trans woman and transitioning. That would look a motherfucking mess. So even this idea of transitioning, this idea of passing, that's only for the girls who are privileged enough to, one, have the resources and the coin and the health to be able to endure chemically and medically transitioning, and who also are transitioning and passing into femininity, which is not the case for all trans women. So if you have a butch trans woman, what is she passing into? But guess where she still has to go because her gender identity is woman, even though her gender expression is masculine. She still got to go to the women's restroom. She's still a woman. Just like Tish is still a woman, despite being mass presenting. Tish ain't gonna go into the goddamn men's restroom, no matter how much she's misgendered as a damn man. And Tish just told me the other day that she was just clocked by another biological woman in a locker room space who thought she was a man. And she had to assure that lady that she was not. She was just a woman who likes to cosplay as a man, because Tish is not a trans man. She's just a butch lesbian. So even Tish can't pass. Even Tish don't pass. And it's okay. The thing about it is it's okay. And so when we talk about transitioning and talk about passing, we need to be, especially as a queer community, we need to be very expansive and mindful about what that actually looks like for average trans people who a lot of times can only transition socially, but they don't have the resources to transition medically. They can transition and do the best with clothes and hair and identifying as man and or a woman, changing their ID, etc. So I get it, you know, and we got to do better as a community, child. Yes, Thomas. Sarah looks like an older person. I think she missed the boat. Yeah. And she might look, Sarah might have started, Sarah Connor here, I like to call her Sarah Connor. She might have started her transition late in life, which is fine, because, you know, it takes time for people to gather their gatherings about themselves. Look at Caitlyn Jenner, girl. She ain't come out until, you know, she was 102 years old. But, you know, but the bitch has immense wealth in order to transition even pretty well, even at that age, you know. But, you know, everybody comes out differently. Everybody comes to terms with their gender and or their sexuality at different ages. And or for all we know, girl, Sarah, this is fine for Sarah. I was just listening to another woman on YouTube, a white trans woman. Her name is Vera. She is non-passing and she's fine with that. She has no plans on getting any augmentations to her body. She has no plans of getting anything else. I think she just started fucking hormones probably about 4 years ago, and that's about it. You know, she has transitioned socially. You know, she put on the women's clothes. She wear the blouses. She wear, you know, her fair share of lipstick. She doesn't mind the stubble on her face, you know, from having a beard. You know, she's not trying to be the most passing person. She's not even trying to be the most feminine trans woman either, because she's kind of like androgynous as a feminine woman. So she's fine with some of her, some aspects of her maleness, and she's fine with aspects of her womanness, you know. But this is just going to look different for everyone. So to bring the conversation back to the locker rooms and back to the restrooms, we've got to get out of this attitude that every trans person wants to transition into a supermodel. That's not the case. We have to get over this idea that all trans people are even trying to pass. Some trans people are not trying to pass, and they're okay with that. They're okay if you clock them. They are okay if you can see it. They are okay with that. Passing is not a mandate. Passing, once again, was only to treat the dysphoria and or for the sake of safety. When the reality is, trans people just really want to live their motherfucking life. And they're really not trying to be breaking a bunch of fucking bones and spinal cords and having a goddamn blood drain out of them and re-put into their ass just to make other bitches comfortable with them taking a shit next day. Or just to keep somebody from going up their head because they think that they look like a freak without actually passing as a trans person. I think passing misses the mark, because it honestly really is only a way to soothe the homophobes and the transphobes. We really are catering to them when we keep pushing pass. How about we pass some handcuffs onto these homophobes and transphobes who are killing these girls, who are cyber harassing and physically harassing and stalking these girls simply because they're trans, who are witch hunting against these girls simply because they've taken off their male privilege, simply because other people think that that's weird that a man thinks he's a girl. You are man. You are man. You are man. As if also trans women don't know that they're biologically fucking male. That's why they're using trans woman and not identifying as fucking female. If anybody knows the science and the biology, is motherfucking trans women and trans men. You ain't telling them nothing they don't motherfucking know. If they were confused, they wouldn't even be using trans to begin with. They'd just be all out identified as male and motherfucking female and is. And here the hoes go, you are man, you are man, you are man. I don't care how many wigs you put, you is a man. I don't care how much lipstick, you is a man. I don't care what type of healing boot, you is a man, honey. You is a man. You a man, Gria. You was a man. Girl, it's like they be possessed, bitch, by cisgender supremacy, bitch. You was a man. You a man. All up and down the comments, you a man. All up and down the motherfucking live stream, there's a man. There's a man, girl. Like, bitch, are you okay? Do you need some gender affirming, loving affection? Are you okay? Girl, the fact that they transition, bitch, you don't think they knew that they was a man? Girl, I can't deal with these girls. I can't deal with these girls, baby. I can't deal with it. It be too much going on, bitch. It be too much going on, girl. You was a man. Girl, they be out here seducing these men, and they ain't nothing but a man. Girl, how the boys be letting these men seduce them, take their souls, girl. You ain't look in the mirror today and saw that you was a man. You was a man. Toe up, girl. Brain tore up. Tore up, y'all. You can't make it up. So, girl, Miss Sarah Connor here, girl. She need to sue the motherfucking police department, girl. Because you had the audacity to decaf police had the audacity to inconvenience a bad bitch pushing through in her boot, bitch. Sue the motherfucking decaf police, Sarah Connor ass baby. You was on the way to the farmer's market, honey, and the motherfucking firing squad held you up, girl. They held up a bad bitch at the library, honey. And all you was doing, girl, was patting your motherfucking bra and pushing through in your boot, girl, to go get one of them good mid-crisis, mid-elder men at the farmer's market. Come on. All a bitch trying to do is live, girl. All Miss Connor was trying to do, baby. She in there getting an education, girl, reading the Harry Potter series. Girl, she freshening up, girl. English up in there, girl. Y'all mad at the educated trans bitch too? Damn, bitch. Trans girls can't, baby, they can't go to the library in peace. They can't go push weights in peace. Girl, y'all just want to take all the reparations, baby, for the trans girls. My God, girl, the obsession. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves fucking with trans people like this, girl. This is embarrassing. On behalf of the dominant society, girl. Y'all are obsessed. I ain't never seen people so pressed and obsessed. Girl, Miss Sarah Connor. Up in there reading her old nasty piece of nasty piece of erotica in the back of the library, girl. Back there in the back of the library, huffing and puffing, minding her business, baby. Feeling all on her stuff in the back of the library, minding her horny business, baby. All she want to do is go freshen up, girl, before she go steal somebody's man from out of the library, girl, and walked up out of that damn library, white and hot, girl. Just white and hot and white, girl. I'm white and I'm hot and I'm hot and I'm white. Girl, leave the trans girls alone. Leave them alone, girl. They just trying to live, y'all. They just a squirrel trying to get a nut like the rest of us, shy. So that's all I got for y'all, baby. We got to get out of here. Every time I think I finish with the subject, girl, some more shit just keep popping the fuck off. If y'all miss Gag Talk, check out Gag Talk, girl. They had a great conversation. They even touched on Tish and Alexis, too. So make sure y'all show Mother Madison motherfucking love. Flame and roll, baby. I need you to go live and get into the things, honey. We need your commentary. We need your thoughts, honey, on the shenanigans, on the witch hunt against the grills. Okay, make sure y'all subscribe to Flame and Roll on Instagram and YouTube as well. Make sure you guys give me a thumbs up. If you guys enjoyed yourself, y'all already know what you can do, honey. You can show some love to that motherfucking Kish. Yep. And our PayPal, y'all know that a ninja birthday is coming up. Oh, yes, it is. On Saturday, we will be going live, honey, so you guys can just adore me and make it rain manna all over me, child. So I will see y'all Saturday. But we got to get into a lot of celebrity gossip, girl. We got a lot to get into, girl. But this whole trans bathroom shit done had me in a chokehold. So we gonna move forward after today. Y'all tell me what y'all think, though, in the comment section below. And I will see you all later. Peace.